You know, one of the things just to keep in mind is, basing upon out of the Psalms, unless the Lord builds a house, we're laboring in vain. So we're doing this, we need to do this for the right reasons, in the right way, and God will honor it. And that's really what we're being equipped to do. And so as long as we keep our eyes on that, I think we'll be fine.
Dear Lord.
Dear Lord.
Dear Lord.
Dear Lord, what would you do through me?
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 To accomplish your vision for our church.
To accomplish your vision for our church.
To accomplish your vision for our church.
Help me discern a sacrifice.
Help me discern a sacrifice.
Help me discern a sacrifice.
Help me discern a sacrifice which is meaningful and joyful for you and for me.
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 I'm Neil Davidson, and I've had the privilege and honor of being the pastor of Hope Chapel since its beginning back in April of 2002, which means that I was here when we built the building that we're currently in back in 2005 and occupied it in 2006. And I just had a chance the other day to visit with one of our families that was here in that time, and I remember them telling me that was probably the most spiritually alive time that they've ever had in their journey. And that statement really has stuck with me a lot as I think about the project we're in now. And one of the questions I really asked myself is why? Why was it such an alive time for them? And one of the things that really stands out to me is that they participated. They rolled up their sleeves, they got involved, and they did what they could. They weren't the type of people who were going to be standing on top of the roof, nailing down shingles or be the biggest givers or any of those kinds of things, but they just rolled up their sleeves and did what they could, and they got involved, and it was a real blessing to them. I think it was also a time for us as a church where, we were in one of those moments where we were doing everything we possibly could, but unless God granted us favor, it just wasn't going to work. And it was only because we were truly in a position where we were dependent upon God that it just livened the whole things up for us spiritually, because it was in those moments, and it really lasted with a generation of people out of that for years to come, that just really learned how to trust God and to know if God's hand was in it, great things were going to happen.
Hey, I'm Steve Blummer, the pastor of family and adults here at Hope Chapel. And my family and I actually started coming here in 2012, not because I was coming on staff, but because we were looking for a place to worship, a place where we could learn about God and grow in our faith, but also a place where our kids can learn about God among kids their own age. And this is a great place where we felt like our kids and our teens and ourselves can learn about God, learn about His Word, and grow in our faith. And we've seen that over the years as I've come on staff and fulfilled different positions here. And this building expansion, I think, just continues that idea of reaching kids, teens, young adults, older adults. And the more space that we have, the more opportunity that we have to reach people. We've been seeing how God has been using us over the years, and I believe that He's not done with us yet here in northern Worcester County.
Hi, my name is Ken Hall. I am the pastor of students here at Hope Chapel. I've been attending Hope Chapel and been a part of our staff since 2003. Since my beginning here at Hope Chapel, we started our ministry with about 3 kids and some families that really had a heart's desire to meet the needs of their students. And since that moment, our youth ministry has continued to grow year after year, moment by moment. Well over a couple of thousands of students have come through our doors over the years. We've had hundreds of students come and accept Christ. Our students come from as far as from Worcester, Massachusetts, and all the way to Athol, Mass. The amount of students that come and the range and diversity is something that we are so excited about. From 3 to over 100 students that come to our ministry every week. We're sitting in a room right now that was created for us in 2005 that now our youth ministry cannot fit in the room because we've outgrown it. God's continuing to do things that amazes us each and every day, and we're excited for what's next. With the new building project, we pray that God will give us an opportunity to meet not only the needs of the students that we have here, but the students who have yet to come. That God has called us to be a people who are doing kingdom works. And the kingdom works that God has called us into in our student ministry here at Alpha and Omega is to meet the needs of all the students that we meet in Worcester County.
You know, this whole open door for emphasis is about adding more space. You know, we recognize there's 50,000 people who live within 5 miles of our campus. And if God was to move among them, we have no place to put them. So we need to create more space. So primarily this new building for us will allow us to have a worship center that's twice the size that we have now and seat about 500 people. We'll have a lobby that's about twice the size we have now. We're going to build 4 classrooms that we can use, which we are desperately in need of. And we're going to convert some of our existing space to additional preschool space so we can accommodate our children in the anticipated growth that we have coming. And then our current worship center that I'm sitting in right now will actually become a multi-use center, but its primary use will be as the new youth area. And so just a lot of great stuff. We'll be adding 132 new parking spots, I think is the number. And so we should have a space for everybody. But this is really a chance for us to see God at work and to stretch ourselves, if you will, to do everything we possibly can, but put ourselves in a position where we have to rely on God to do only what He can do. Whether that's in terms of the way we pray, whether it's the way we serve, whether it's the impact that we have on our region with the gospel, whether it's the way we give to the emphasis that's coming up, we will learn a lot and we will be a different church, just like we were back in 2005, 2006. If we'll put ourselves in a position to do all that we can do, but actually really put ourselves in a position where we need God to show up and do what only He can do. And that's what I'm praying will happen through an open door for hope emphasis.